Hi there, my name is Melissa and I'm with communicatewithangels.com, and I'm a spiritual consultant and teacher helping you to develop your intuition, communicate with your angels, find your life purpose and more. And today's topic is all about my response to Doreen Virtue's A to Z list of spiritual practices to avoid. So I made a video about 6 months ago about a Doreen Virtue. Not that I wanted to make it about her, but I wanted to share with people that because she was so popular, her particular viewpoint on angels, that in my opinion is limiting, became the most well-known kind of ideas and concepts out there. And so I made that video with the intention to share with you an alternative approach. So if you haven't seen that one yet, I'll link it right here so you can go view that video. So since I made that video, Doreen Virtue published a blog post called the A to Z list of New Age practices to avoid. And there's been kind of a little murmuring in the spiritual community all about this. And so I wanted to share my particular response to this. Now, I don't want to talk about that too long or make this about Doreen, because it's really not. I mean, I have no feeling really about what she does and what she doesn't do. She's free to express herself as she sees fit. But I do want to share, again, my approach so that you can see that there's another possibility available to you. Because I know what's happened is that if people had any fear or doubts about whether they were doing the right thing, by maybe having a less religious viewpoint of things or exploring spirituality that maybe goes beyond the religious programming that you had growing up, you can start to feel fearful. And in my opinion, what Doreen has started doing is feeding onto those fears, which I think is a real shame. Fear is not real. You are energy. You are unlimited. The real you is the good, kind, loving, sharing, and fearless part of you. So anything that's based on fear is based on emotions and things that have been created here on planet Earth. That is not spiritual truth. So if you don't know what I'm talking about at all, basically very quickly is that she published like an alphabetical order, a list of things that you would avoid. It included, for example, chakras, yoga, Harry Potter, lots of things, okay? Tarot cards, anything that she could really probably think of. The point that I want to make, again, is not to poo-poo that, but to bring to your attention what was done there. Anything that she deemed to be outside of the church and Christianity, she explained could attract demons. And even what she was really known for was the angel advisor. And she now says that connecting with angels are really demons in disguise. So if you had any fear of that yourself, you're now going, oh my gosh, I'm doing something wrong. But it's like you're in two worlds. You feel like you have one foot in the church and one foot out of it. And maybe you were dipping your toe in the water to explore something new outside of the very sort of limited box that religion can put people in. And now you're going, oh, I'm doing something wrong. But it felt good. It felt fine. I was learning something. But now this teacher's telling me I'm doing something wrong. So it can put people in a spiral of indecision. If you didn't have any of that indecision yourself, it probably hasn't bothered you one bit. It hasn't bothered me one bit. But I'm making this video for those of you that are still wondering if you're doing the right thing. And I really want to empathize with you if you're in that place. Please don't feel diminished or lesser than. It's your personal journey, and where you're at is where you're at. I have no animosity toward religion. I think that it has a lot of positives in a person's life, and it can help people in many ways. And so if it's helping you and you feel comfortable in the church, that's your choice and that's your journey. What I would invite you to is to not have fear be part of that equation. And that's where I think things start to get a little twisted. Because Jesus Christ did not talk about fear. He talked about loving one another, being an example to others, and more, right? So I believe that Christ wanted us to live by his example, not to limit and live with fear. And Jesus Christ actually did work with demons. He would see that there was pressures around people and he would help them heal from it. The Bible calls that demons, but you could call that just outside pressures or confusion that a person is being, or depression or anxiety. These are things that you probably have some experience with in your life. So just because the Bible called it demons, there's something about that word that becomes very, very scary, okay? And it feels like, whoa, I just need to stay away from that. I'm opening myself up to something that could really harm me. And again, I want to empathize with you if you're in that place. So here's the truth, guys. In my opinion, okay, my truth, right? Nothing can harm you. Nothing in the universe can really hurt you. There's nothing to fear. What you might call demons, again, could just be pressures or not so positive tendencies. And you're tuned into energy. If your experience with anything in the New Age realm, or spirituality is what I prefer to call it, is bringing you peace, is bringing you comfort, is helping you to grow, is helping you to expand, then you're in the right place. It's good to discern that by feeling, not by intellect. It's the brain and the thoughts that create the worries and the doubts. But none of that is really the truth of who you are as energy. So you can discern if it's truly your guides simply by how it feels. Does it feel supportive, non-judgmental, backing, comforting? Or do you experience something that feels like it's imposing on you or telling you what to do? My guess is that as long as you're relaxed and you're clear, your communication with angels and any other practice that you're doing is probably bringing you peace, then it's contributing to your life. So I would suggest to you, don't buy into other people's fear. Don't buy into somebody telling you this is wrong and that's wrong and that's wrong. Trust what feels good to you, because there are millions of people out there who are involved in it and growing from the process. And if you do encounter anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, just leave. Many years ago, I went along to a pagan thing with a friend and it didn't feel right to me and I never went back. It didn't harm me. I stayed the whole night. I wasn't afraid, but I just thought, you know what, this doesn't fit for me. I'm not going to go that route myself. Same thing the other day. I actually had my son's birthday party and there were a couple of the mothers that came with their children started gossiping and complaining about something that was happening at the children's school. And the energy in that room felt really off to me because they were being negative and they were complaining and they were being emotional. And I could feel that energy that they were creating, which didn't feel good to me. So I left the room and went outside and played with the kids. It doesn't mean that they're wrong or bad. I just know that doesn't feel right to me, so I'm not going to get involved in it. So trust your discernment above anything else. And if it feels good and you know that you're growing from it, trust it. This is a journey for some of you to really grow beyond the right and wrong, good and bad that maybe your parents or your church taught you, to know there's really no such thing as right and wrong, good and bad. There's no boxes It's all just experiences. And after a while, you just know on a feeling level what feels good to you to be involved in and what doesn't. And you go with that. And you have confidence in yourself that you're on your own journey. And you have to also get to the point where if people judge you for what you're doing, you just don't care. It just slides off like nothing. If you have any element of worrying about what other people think or thinking that their judgments of you are right, that's when you start to get caught in the worry and doubting yourself. So hopefully that brings you some peace. If you were one of those people that was getting a little frightened about demons or anything else, that your spiritual practices are wrong or bad. There's no such thing as right and wrong, good and bad. So that's a religious concept to start moving beyond, if that resonates with you. All right, my love and backing to you. I really would love to hear in the comments below how this resonates with you. Does it help you? And I encourage you to trust your own journey of guidance. Don't make anybody more important than you, whether it be Doreen Virtue or me or Tony Robbins. Don't make anybody's opinion more important than you. You have your own inner guidance and you can learn to trust it. And my mission is to provide you with tools to access that more directly for yourself, so you never have to rely on anything outside of you when you don't need to. All right, guys. Much love. Mwah! Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you on the next video next week.